This is my building number 7, which started as the DPM kit called Front Street Building. The fruit market details were inspired by old photos, like the window displays and these slanted display shelves and racks on the walls, the price signs, and the big produce ads. I particularly liked the signs that warned customers to keep their hands off the fruit, so I included some of those when I made the wall graphics in Photoshop. I print my wallpaper and floor coverings on paper and glue that to the styrene. The awning and its lettering were made in Illustrator and printed on heavy paper slightly larger than needed. I then cut the awning shape out of the paper using a craft cutter and the vector outline of the awning with its scalloped edge. The name Goldberg Fruit Market came from the 1946 photo that inspired me to model a produce market in the first place. The ceiling tiles are printed on paper and glued to a ceiling assembly I made from styrene. Threading the wires of the ceiling lights through the tiny holes provided just enough tension to hold the lights in place and still allow me to adjust the height of each one after installation by tugging gently one way or the other. The pharmacy interior was also inspired by old photos of the kind of pharmacy where most of the products are behind the counter. Along with health and beauty products, there's also pipes, tobacco, candy, soda, ice cream, coffee, and a counter and booths where you can sit and enjoy your refreshments. North Pole ice cream was manufactured right on the Pittsburgh and Lake Erie Railroad main line, not far from where this building will be set. I don't know what their logo looked like in 1949, so I made up this one based on photos of their logo taken in the 20s, 60s, and 80s. The other advertising sign on that wall was for another Pittsburgh-made product, the Clark Bar Candy Bar. The magazine rack was made from styrene, with magazine graphics printed on paper and glued to the styrene. The graphics I used are the work of an artist named Avi A. Katz, who colorized a 1942 photo of a newsstand magazine rack after spending almost a year figuring out what the actual colors were on each magazine cover. I just removed the two ladies in Photoshop and scaled it down. The display case countertop, the cases against the wall, the pipe display, and the sign hanging outside the entrance all came from a laser-cut tobacco shop interior detailing kit, and I think those are the most delicate details I've ever assembled. The name Wyant's Pharmacy came from the 1937 photo which first inspired me to model a pharmacy. It was located on East Carson Street in Pittsburgh's South Side, not too far from the P&LE main line. That same photo also inspired the second-floor beauty salon. The design of their window graphics was the basis for the painted brick sign, which I made in Illustrator and printed on clear decal film. The beadboard wainscoting was made in Illustrator and printed on paper, and the trim across the top of the wainscoting is styrene strip painted brown. My original plan was to face the mirror toward the windows so that you could see the reflections of the hairdressers and the customers through the windows, but I changed plans when I realized doing so would require me to make interior frames for the three windows. In hindsight, I think I should have installed lights above the mirror. The advertisements are too small to read, but they're actual 1940s hair product ads scaled down and printed on paper. The space in the back behind the curtain is meant to imply that there's a reception area back there, which is really just two chairs and a seated woman in front of a wall that hides some wiring. The LED lighting is on 4 circuits and runs on 3 volts DC. The detective agency on the other side was inspired by my love for mysteries, film noir, and Hitchcock. In the front office, this woman is apparently giving the detective a hard time about some injustice while he and her husband sit there calmly. The man on the other side of the frosted glass is eavesdropping and doesn't realize the others can see him thanks to the dramatic noir-style backlighting. He's about to be stopped by the other detective walking up the stairs. The name of the place and its painted brick sign were inspired by a 1937 photo of a downtown Pittsburgh building. In case I ever need to make repairs or changes to the interior, the roof and second floor scenes can be pulled up separately through the top of the building, and the first floor scenes can be pushed out through the bottom as one piece. I worked on this building off and on for 2 years, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Even though it was the 7th structure I started, it's only the 3rd I've completed so far, and in that process I learned a lot that I'll apply to future buildings.